The following podcast is a W2M Network original production. Visit W2Mnet.com for all of our other great podcasts, plus news, reviews, articles, and opinions from the worlds of wrestling, video games, football, and entertainment.
Hello and welcome to Soccer to the Max, as we are here doing our Wednesday night show. There's a Atlanta, Minnesota game that was full of controversy from the referee side of things to talk about. We've also got some reports coming out that Montreal might be making a coaching change, especially if they wind up missing the playoffs here. And then we're going to do not going to say that we know a whole lot about what's going to happen, but still going to just do it for fun, an under 17 World Cup predictions. How will the U.S. fare? And what about the rest of the teams in this 24-team tournament that is starting off on Friday, just the same day. Later that day, the U.S. men will be fighting for their lives and hoping that they get some kind of result against Panama and Orlando. But all right, Eric. Let's talk about this Minnesota and Atlanta game here.
Yeah, I mean, give credit to Minnesota. On the same night the Twins lose, at least Minnesota United technically wins.
Yes, Minnesota did win 3-2, even though the condensed version of the game did not show the Christian Ramirez goal in the 90th minute. For some reason, they were trying to cut down on time, I guess, at that point. But lots of things to talk about here. Number one, is that a red card on Villalba? On the hit on Villalba early in the first half that was given a yellow, and then you can see him talking to the VAR because he's touching his headset there, and he spends quite a bit of time talking to the guy, but they decide just on the yellow.
That was unprofessional. Looking at that hit and seeing guys fly through the air like that, yes, it's fantastic acrobatics, but it's not necessarily good. I personally would have given that one a red.
Yeah, I would have given it a red too. I know it's in your half, so it's like it's not a possible dog-so like the other, where the Atlanta goalkeeper, he gets the red. To me, it's just those two are sort of similar. Even though it's not in his half, he's clearly going to be, that defender knows he's going to be free. I know you consider that sort of a professional foul and whatever, and normally you just give a yellow for that kind of thing, but that just seems really egregious. He doesn't even try to go for the ball. He just takes him out completely. That's one of those. And then later, Tyrone Mears gets hit with a yellow for where they're just both going for the ball. I didn't get that one either.
No, I mean, in that situation, you could almost call it like a 50-50. Everything was fair play.
Yeah. So do you agree, though, on the red for the goalkeeper?
I looked at that. I looked at the replay, because to me, with where the contact happened, it was barely outside of the box.
Yeah, he doesn't get the ball at all. He completely misses it and takes out his legs.
Yes.
Now, and it's on that border of a dog-so, because Perez, I think, is right in line with the goalkeeper, but he's not behind him at the point that happens. So you can say he's almost the last man.
But for me, I think it was because it was like that with the last man, because the way that they have it ISO'd, it was definitely one-on-one. Nobody within yards of either of them. So if you're looking at it from that ISO, regardless of where it occurred, yes.
And the goalkeeper had a lot of time to come out, too. I mean,
Oh,
he had to
absolutely.
come out way down his line.
So
Yeah.
with all of those, yeah, I would have considered that a red myself.
And
Simply
that's why,
because,
the whole don't come with your legs,
no,
bad things happen.
yeah, and the keeper didn't have to. Even if he would have stayed somewhat crouched, just give a couple of yards and kind of shuffle back, kind of like you do in basketball, he would have been able to at least give himself a chance to make a play.
Yeah, I mean, yes, he prevented a goal from happening, which credit to him, I guess, on that. But then you put Atlanta at a disadvantage, which at first didn't seem like one, because Hector Villalba. First of all, we gotta mention Don Lottie's goal. What a peach of a goal that was! Just gets the pass, just goes through the defense, and just blasts it in the net. I mean, yeah, just beautiful on that. And then Villalba himself as well. What a pass from Sod. And then Villalba cuts back and hits that. Or that was the Gressel goal. But Villalba hits that one that goes through like 2 or 3 Minnesota players' legs. I mean,
I was about to
nobody
say,
could see that. What the heck is going on here? Like, I
uh,
get Shuttleworth was out of position, but it's just like,
even if
hello?
Shuttleworth was out of position, that wasn't a 5-hole, that was a 15-hole.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
went through like 3 Minnesota players' legs, and you're going, hello? Anybody going to stop this ball?
and to
Okay.
think, even if that threw that first guy, a couple of those defenders did once they looked down and was like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
then
oh, wait, why is he standing there like that? I should do that too. Hey, wait a minute, what? And it's like that. Oh,
Then Gressel get the goal I mentioned earlier. Gressel gets the hold on. Yeah, that goal happened, and it's just at that point it's 2-1 Atlanta. You're thinking, okay, they're gonna take this. They'll be fine. They keep retreating, and then
mm-hmm.
2 goals happen in the span of about 6 or 7 minutes. They get a long stoppage time again because of all the reviews and everything else. And
Right.
Kevin Molino just breaks those hearts there, making it harder for them to get second spot.
Yeah, it was to their credit, it was a great header. But again, when you're at the point to where I believe that goal was 90 plus 6,
Uh-huh.
yeah, you just got to like hang on and hang on and hang on and hang on. And at that point, I think they were just like figuring, hey, the whistle better be coming up soon. Then they just kind of had a brain fart.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was the last of a series of torturous schedule for Atlanta. It was also the first loss of Mercedes-Benz, which that's kind of sucky if you're Atlanta at that point. But
Yeah, the Mercedes-Benz mystique is now gone into Minnesota of all teams.
yeah, certainly, and it's just that's the thing. Like, credit to Minnesota for at least not giving up, right? And that's something you got to give them. But to me, it's about Atlanta. You really thought you might have got the 3 points here, would have put you level on 56 with New York City, and it would have been a fight for that second spot. So now, Atlanta's got to hope that New York City drops points in their last games to try to get the number 2 seed. And again, the 3 games that are being played on Saturday after the U.S. men's national team game against Panama. You got the Red Bulls of Vancouver, which that's really important for the both sides. Vancouver's currently leading in the West, and the Red Bulls are trying to hang on to that 6th spot. They need any kind of points they can possibly muster. It's at home, and Red Bulls cannot drop points here. They need to get to get the full 3.
I don't think they are, though.
It's at home. They usually play better. It's been crazy how they've been dropping 2 points. I could easily see Vancouver coming in and doing this, but the Canadian national team does have their own friendly. They are missing some players to other national teams. Vancouver. I'd say the Red Bulls still they wind up winning because they're keeping a lot of the players out of that break.
Fair enough, but it wouldn't surprise me if Vancouver at least gets a draw.
You would think that Sporting KC should be able to handle Minnesota, but
not
at
now.
This point, you never know. They could definitely use the 3 points to put them within a point of Vancouver and put them ahead of Portland, though. So, and there's no doubt that Dallas has to win against Colorado. There is. Especially with the possible forfeiture of that game against Orlando, you have to get the 3 points against Colorado. You cannot afford another draw. Absolutely not another draw.
No.
In fact, for me, if Dallas draws this game, I think they're not making the playoffs.
No, and especially with the decision coming up with that forfeiture, which in of itself is a bit of a weird situation. I mean, I hate to see it from Dallas because they had a lot of potential and it was shaping up to really be their year, but another fade down the stretch.
Yeah, certainly. Dallas has just been very disappointing. They've been in this slump. They really haven't been able to get out of it, and they have the talent to do so. They really can't complain. I know they've been relying on Urruti to score goals, and when he goes on a slump, that makes it difficult for the team. But it's insane how sad that team has been for that last back half here. That's what's coming up until the 11th, where Sporting KC plays the Dynamo. And that'll be the last game until October 15th on the Sunday, where they play. Everybody plays on Sunday for the next 2 weeks after that. So, coming to that end of the season for MLS. Speaking of the end, it could be the end for Montreal head coach Mauro Biello, as he could see, especially if Montreal misses the playoffs, which it's very likely that they could here. You could see him out as the coach. It's rough because it's not like Montreal's been bad. They've gotten the best out of Piatti. That team has performed well. It's just you're coming off a big run of loss, just a bunch of losses. You can't have that when you're trying to get into the playoffs.
And especially for how they did in the playoffs last year. They were hoping for at least a repeat, another playoff run, maybe a run to the MLS Cup final of their own. They are miles away from that, and it's a dirty game. I get it from that sense, but it's a dirty game.
It's a dirty game, but this is also a business for Montreal and for MLS, and it's kind of sad because Biello's former player for the Impact. He's from Montreal. He's been a part of the coaching staff since 2009, and he's been with the team as the head coach since August 2015. And, after last year's playoff run, you're thinking, that's gonna get him a little bit of a leash, but apparently not. But you do have to be disappointed if your ownership that you have it within your grasp to get to the playoffs as that 6th seed, and you can't even do that. That's certainly disappointing. And according to Glenn Crooks, he was told Alessandro Nesta will leave Miami FC and replace Mauro Biello for 2018. 100% certain.
Now, that's interesting given Miami FC's form. I mean, right now they're doing very well in the NASL. They're on the verge of qualifying for the championship, unless we forget what they did in the U.S. Open Cup.
Right, but what's going on with the NASL right now?
Yeah,
A lot of uncertainty there.
Yeah, so that's why I honestly say I can understand this particular move and that replacement. You're plucking a very good coach doing well in an unstable league. You figure, hey, see what you can do hanging in the top flight. Now, I'm just wondering how long of a leash are they going to give him? Because I really would not expect playoffs his first year.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to have to give him a little bit of time, but obviously Nesta comes with a certain allure, being the Italian legend that he was, and also carrying that good record from Miami FC. You do have good talent over there in Montreal. It's about getting the best out of them, and perhaps they feel that the team's sort of just quitting on Biello here, and there's time for a change, but it's rather unfortunate for him, honestly.
It really is. It really is, but I'm hoping he can land on his feet somewhere else.
I'm sure he will. If not as a head coach, maybe he stays as part of the staff. Who knows? If he loves the team that much. But all right. So again, I'm gonna say this that I think if you want a really good preview, go to goal.com or go to Top Drawer Soccer. They do great stuff with the U.S. men's national team, especially the youth part of it. And Goal.com's been doing profiles on these teams, so they've been doing good jobs. Not that you need us to tell you to go to two places that you know already exist, but this is kind of more of a let's have fun and just predict this Under-17 World Cup that if you do want to watch it, it's in India. It takes place starting Friday all the way until October 28th, so a couple days before Halloween. And, of course, it's a 2014 tournament, so that means you have the best thirds in play during the group stage. And this is the 17th edition of the tournament. The first one was held in China in 1985. And, of course, the last one was held in Chile 2 years ago. This is the first time that India is ever hosting any kind of a FIFA tournament. So it's a big deal for India to be in this tournament. There are 4 former champions. The most recent champion that is in this is Mexico. They won in 2011. Also 2005. France won in 2001. 1997, 99, and 2003 for Brazil. And Ghana won in 91 and 95. They're all here. But missing out is the 2-time former champion Nigeria. They won 2015 and 2013. Russia, Saudi Arabia, and Switzerland, who won in 2009, also not here. So you do have some known names, some other not so known. Ghana still here for Africa, as well as Niger, Mali, and Guinea. And the first time that 2 nations from Oceania are going to be involved, New Zealand and New Caledonia, are here.
Gotta love my male boys.
The male boys are going to be representing. And, of course, you got to worry, and not worry, but wonder about what's going to happen with England, because they have been the talk of the town when it comes to under anything championships right now. They won the Under-20 World Cup. They won the UEFA European Under-19 Championship, and they got to the semifinals of the Euros Under-21s. So, yeah. I mean, pretty stout record for this youth side right now.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure on the young Lions, though. Lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. Go ahead.
Not to mention, I mean, let's face it, Commonwealth of Nations, going to the old colony.
I don't know if there's going to be that much of a problem. It's a long time ago, but
I'm not saying it's going to be much of a problem. I'm just saying it's not going to be entirely non-existent.
and England is in the group of death as well, which we'll get into, but that doesn't help them either. So, to before we talk about the groups, I should preface this by saying that this tournament taking place in India, that the games are not the crazy early in the morning like they were in Korea. So you're not having to get up at 3 a.m. to watch anything, but you will be getting up at about 6:30 a.m. Because the games are 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock if you want to deal with some pregame, and then I think 7:30 and 10:30 are actually the times. So not too bad. Most people
By the
getting up
time
for
I
work
wake
and all
up
that.
by the time I wake up in the morning, they'll be going to wrap up the first half, and the later games will be on as I'm starting work.
Yeah, same thing for me. I'll miss the U.S. and India game that takes place on Friday because I'll be at work by then. But I could technically get up for the Colombia-Ghana game that is at 7 a.m., which by all accounts could be the highlight of that group. Uh, happening that early is pretty cool. So let's get into this.
You're
So
so lucky you have FS2.
I have a Universo as well, so I could watch it there. I think, are they all going to be on FS2 pretty much? Or
Yeah, as far as I know, as they were going through the schedule, I don't know if too many games are going to be on FS1.
Yeah, I mean, probably not because they take place at times when, you would be having, uh, the Undisputeds and all that sort of
Undisputed and
thing.
first things first.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot more important for them as far as making sure that, people. So, it's not really telling me. I can't find a site that actually has the schedule. While we do that, though, the U.S. winds up being in Group A with hosts India, Colombia, and Ghana. Of course, getting to relive that rivalry. Um, no matter what you're in here, as the U.S. and Ghana, and of course Colombia, no matter what level you're talking about, are always formidable. And of course, you, you don't know what you're going to get with India, honestly. So, I mean, it by all accounts, because of India being the nation they are, where for a large part they haven't really been anything, um,
The last,
footballing wise.
the last time I know of any Indian team even coming close is when they qualified for the 1950 World Cup in Brazil. Now, why they didn't go is a matter of football lore. Some say it's because, they weren't able to play barefoot, which they did through qualifying. The
That's
Indians,
uh, that's FIFA's official reason why.
that's
By the way,
FIFA's official reason, but the Indian Federation themselves were saying, hey, we can't pony up the dough to travel all the way to Brazil. We're going to stay home.
that's weird. You would think that FIFA would have made sure that those teams could get there, but I get it that if your federation's letting those teams play, you should also.
We'll remember this was 1950 and it was a scramble. Now here's a little factoid. Brazil, who wound up losing what was officially declared that final to Uruguay,
Mm-hmm.
They were the only team. They were one of the only teams in that tournament that played in a full 4-team group.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting how that works. But yes, so things are. I would. It's hard to say. India would probably be the. You'd think they'd be the whipping boys in this group, not knowing much about them, and honestly, it's hard to kind of find out anything about a lot of the players. Period. Let alone these teams, and I mean, these teams from how they play, from seeing the senior sides and all that stuff over the years. But it's you don't get to find out when you go to these U tournaments. You don't get to find out a lot about these teams at all. Uh,
No. Now you know what would endear India in my heart
Go ahead.
if they played the X formation.
Oh boy,
I mean, at this point, what have you got to lose?
how did I not know that you would say it? They need to play the X formation.
Hey now,
I
Renegades United is in the middle of their best all-around season in the club's short history, okay? The X formation is a proven winner.
I'm not saying that you're wrong here, but I'm also saying that at some point that's going to get broken and all. But I hope it keeps working out for you as far as that's concerned.
Cup semifinal, Champions League quarterfinal, and third place in the league on 35 points through 16 matches. Can you really complain?
No, you cannot. Wow, this is why are they playing these games much earlier? That's really weird.
And yes,
So
I did look. The FS1 is going to carry, from what I see on the guide, one of the Group C matches Saturday the 7th. The one that's at 7:30.
okay, that makes sense that they would do it on the weekend when they don't have anything to show.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still trying to figure out why in the world on Saturday the 7th they have games being played at 1 o'clock in the morning when it doesn't
Uh,
show that here.
Given issues with time zones, I'm betting. Uh,
Yeah,
no,
because it's
no.
showing 17 here the same time. Oh, I see what it is. They're playing 4 games on Friday.
How did that happen?
To make the tournament shorter, because they could have made it longer if they didn't do this. So they're playing 4 games every day throughout the group stage, basically,
Wow.
all the way up till October 14th.
Wow.
It also does make it a little bit easier when you play those last games where you for the group where they all play where they play at the same time.
Right.
But yeah, so you have actually Colombia and Ghana and then New Zealand and Turkey on both at 7 a.m. But FS2, I'm going to assume that you have the option on the Fox Soccer to go to watch either one if you want to. But that's why they're doing that, because you get on the actual morning that this starts on Friday, the only thing you're going to get to actually watch is you'll get to watch Colombia and Ghana and then the US and India. They're not going to show the other games at all until, I mean, other than, watching it on the Sports to Go, until
Right. Yeah.
1:30 a.m. is when you get to watch the New Zealand Turkey, and then Paraguay and Mali comes on after that at 3:30, and then that kind of leads into the Germany Costa Rica, and they haven't even figured out uh, the when they're airing the other game, but yeah, it looks like that's gonna kind of be the way they're gonna do this. Is you're gonna get the other games on a tape delay later on in the day, or early in the morning or whatever.
hmm Yeah, you night owls and insomniacs can have fun with that one.
That kind of sucks though if you're not in those high profile games, because like for one, on one of these you might miss like a big game like Brazil and Spain because they chose to air Germany Costa Rica. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, now that one I would have easily picked Brazil, Spain.
Yeah.
That, but I guess Germany, with how they've been on a tear lately. Hmm.
I wonder how they're going to do those with Spanish too. I wonder if like Telemundo would air one and then Universo. But yeah, so anyway, enough about the TV because people can figure this out. But for me, this is hard because the U.S. squad that's there, from everything that I've learned reading and everything else, their attack is the strength of the team, and they have a big weakness in defense, and
And
that's a
not just
problem.
a big weakness in defense, which, yeah, you can mask that a little bit by going a 4-3-3, but they're only taking 6 defenders, and you're playing a lot of guys out of position, both
Hmm.
midfield and at the back, so this is going to be extremely problematic.
Even then, you should still go in and put goals in on India. The result between Colombia and Ghana is going to be important as to where the U.S. could finish. But I know Ghana has not been in sterling form either for the senior team or the youth national teams and everything.
But
But
you
they're
still
still
can't count out the
dangerous.
Black Starlets. You can't count out the Black Starlets.
No, you can't. And the cafeteros, always a problem. So, you might have to see if you can nick a point somewhere there. But remember, the best thirds is important, and just getting 3 points might be enough if that goal difference comes into play for the U.S. against India. So let's go into uh, who are your picks if you have to make one for Group A.
Alrighty, let me pull back up Group A. I just need a second here. Alright. And oh good, my computer is indeed cooperating on the looks of it. Yeah, totally irresponsible for me to not have this up
Okay, you
beforehand.
have India, USA, Colombia, Ghana.
Yeah, I honestly don't think the USA will finish best third. I think they somehow get a miracle second. It's the cellar
Interesting.
dealers.
Yeah.
Colombia wins. Ghana as a best third.
Yeah, that's interesting, certainly, as far as. And it's four best thirds, correct?
Yes, because with
Yeah,
the
to get through.
24 4 to round out the round of 16.
Okay, so actually, I just worry about that U.S. defense. They certainly have with George Acosta, Josh Sargent up there.
Keep in mind, they're also pulling somewhat of a Graham Zusi situation at right back as well.
Yeah, but it's just a lot. Really, under 17s, you got a lot of that speed and the tricks and everything, but they can also be very unpredictable as far as giving the ball away. Are they? These are teenagers that are playing. You never know what they're going to be like when they get into these big match situations. I'm going to go with you, though. I think Colombia won. They win the group. USA second, Ghana best third, and India, if they get a point, I think they'll be happy there, but I don't expect them to get any. Group B now is Paraguay, Mali, New Zealand, and Turkey. I'm going to say Mali did pretty well in the under 20 World Cup. I'm going to say that, and they also won the under 17, their championship. I'm going to say Mali are Group B winners. Turkey in second. And I'm going to say that, Paraguay gets a best third.
Oh, male boys. Good luck with that one. Yeah, you're cellar dwellers. I am with you. Molly, I think, can take it probably in a tiebreaker. See, I don't know about Turkey, though. I mean, I have a good idea
They
about
usually perform well. It's been a while since I've watched Turkey, so I can't say that, I know a ton there, but.
Recently, Turkey's been in a bit of a slump.
Right.
I think Paraguay just passes them for second in the group. I'm not giving a best third. Not from here.
Fair enough. Group C, you have. Hold on, let me take notes here because if I don't, we're gonna be here a while doing this. So we had Colombia, USA, and Ghana. I had Mali, Turkey, and Paraguay, and you had Mali and Paraguay. Okay, so, Mali, this is great radio, by the way, and so Group C is Iran, Guinea, Germany, and Costa Rica. I feel like Iraq is better than Iran in this tournament, but I'm definitely going to say Germany always, even though in the Under-20 World Cup it was not the case. Germany, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt here and give them a 1, even though in the Under-21 Euros they performed better. I'll say Costa Rica second. And I won't have a best third here.
Now, for me, I'm going to flip this up a bit. I am going to say Germany wins the group simply because they have a fairly easy group from the looks of it. I will go Costa Rica 2, and I will give a best third to Iran.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think, and that's mainly because home continent.
Yeah, that does matter. If it's a home continent thing. Let's just hope for CONCACAF Costa Rica performs well. All right, Group D, North Korea, Niger, Brazil, and Spain. Brazil always performs well at these things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say they top the group. Spain as well. And I'm not picking the best third out of here.
Same here. Brazil 1, Spain 2. Although I think this is going to be one of those ones that may come down to goal difference. No best third.
Okay, Group E, you have France, Honduras. I feel like France and Honduras always end up meeting in some World Cup. Japan and New Caledonia. I'm going to say it's France. What they've done with their development of players has been ridiculous. I just don't see how they cannot win this group.
Mm-hmm.
Japan has some really interesting players that are going to be fun to watch, and I think Honduras get a best third because New Caledonia is going to be the whipping boy here.
Yep. Again, slight flip. I'm going to give Honduras the 2, and I will put Japan as best third.
All right. And then we have Group F, the group of death. You have Iraq, Mexico, Chile, and England. Now we've seen Chile kind of bomb out a bit in the senior side and not do so well lately in these under 20 things. So that could be an anomaly. I think Iraq could surprise, certainly. I'm going to say that Iraq gets in as a best third here. England and Mexico 1 and 2 for me. Of course, Mexico, the most recent champions that are in this tournament in 2011 winners.
Okay. Now, how many best thirds have I given out so far? I think I'm up to 3?
Yes.
Okay. England 1, Iraq 2, Mexico best third.
Wow. Any reason why on that one?
Chile, as you said, they bomb out. I think England, while they succumb to a little bit of the pressure, I think maybe they can wrangle 6 points out of this group. But Iraq, I trust AFC teams more on their home continent than I would trust CONCACAF.
That seems fair enough. I mean, you are going to India. There's, possibilities with the food causing issues, You never know, right? I mean, it's things that the things you don't think about that could be what causes the issues.
Exactly. It is
and
tough.
And these are young kids, too.
Exactly. I wouldn't want to roll around in a place like Kolkata at 17. No. Especially 17-year-old me. That would be way too many opportunities for shenanigans.
Just too much crazy happening here. Oh boy. Okay, this is just incredibly crazy. How you're going to try to figure this out when you get to the knockout round. Okay, so the easy one is runner-up of Group A against the runner-up of Group C. So that means we both have the USA. They would end up playing Costa Rica. So you have CONCACAF against CONCACAF.
Oh
boy.
USA takes it.
USA, I will agree with you. USA beats Costa Rica. They move on to the quarterfinals. Then you have the winner of Group D, which we both have as Brazil, against either You have, or I had Turkey. You have Paraguay. It could also be uh, Japan or Honduras. Oh, this is the third. So it could either be Japan or Honduras. It could be Paraguay. You don't have them there. And then it could also be either Mexico or Iraq. That's a lot of teams to think about there. So we're gonna skip that and just say that Brazil wins, right? Regardless, or I mean, is that what we're doing here? Because that just seems really crazy.
Well, I mean, I'm on Wikipedia and they do list all the formulas of all the matchups.
Oh, God. But it's like, come on. We're going to be here forever trying to figure this out. Yeah, I'm going to say Brazil wins, regardless of who they play. I think, if Japan somehow winds down there, or Mexico, certainly one of those two could give them a problem. I don't think anybody from Group B is going to be an issue, but certainly, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Brazil just to get out of the problem.
I really can't argue.
Okay. And then we have the winner of Group B against the third of A, C, or D. God, just to keep it going here with this. So we didn't have a best third in Group D, so that eliminates one of them.
Okay. Who did you have as far as your best thirds? Which groups? I can settle this now.
I had B, C, E, and F.
Okay.
You had C, E, F, and A. Oh no, wait, I have too many groups. Oh, okay, here's what happened. I have Group B, A, B, E, and F. You have Group A, C, E, and F.
Okay, so for you, with A, B, E, F, it goes like this. The winner of Group A faces the third place of Group E.
Okay.
The winner of B faces the third place from A.
Okay, you're just making this way too confusing for the people that are listening.
No, I'm looking right on Wikipedia. They have the formula. With A, B, E, F, this is how it goes.
Okay.
1A, yeah. So so you have the winner of A plays third place in Group E. The winner of B plays third place in Group A.
I'm not going to remember any of this. So let's just keep going, because this is going to be... I'm not going to remember any of that. So the winner of Group B, which we both have as Mali, is going to play another best third. That could either be Ghana, Iran. For me, you didn't have, and we didn't have a D, so...
Okay, so you're saying the winner of Group B?
Yeah, winner Group B, you said was what?
Yeah, under your bracket, it would be the third place in Group A.
Okay, so it'd be, Mali and Ghana. Interesting.
And then under mine, I had A, C, E, and F?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would also be third place in Group A.
I think Mali wins.
So do I. So yeah, for the winner of Group A, it would just be different because you would have him as third place from E. I would have him against third place from C.
Okay, so this one's easy. The winner of Group F, which we both have as England,
Mm-hmm.
Takes on the runner-up of Group E, which I have as Japan, you have as Honduras. I think either way, England wins.
Yep, England takes it.
Okay, so there's 4 of the final 8. You have the runner-up for Group B against the runner-up for Group F. So I have Mexico, you have Iraq, and then Group B, I have Turkey, and you have Paraguay. Such a different matchup there either way.
I've got Iraq in that one.
You have Iraq. I have Mexico. So you have Iraq. Okay, and then this is the other best third here. The winner of Group A, which is Colombia, takes on the third of C, D, or E.
In your case, it would be the third in Group E.
Which for me was Honduras. I think Colombia wins.
And for mine, it's the third in Group C.
Which that would be Iran. I think Colombia's winning.
Oh. Oh. I can't pick Colombia in this one.
Okay, so you have Iran.
Yeah, something about these teams. I can never put my finger on it, but yeah.
Okay, interesting. And then winner Group E, that's France takes on the runner-up of Group D, which is Spain. Ooh, damn. I'm gonna say France.
As much as I like what I heard about the French striker, Spain needs a little bit of redemption right now. I think they're on the path to getting it.
All right. And I'm going to say Germany beats whoever the heck it is in the group there. Are you saying the same thing, or?
Oh, let's.
Because you've either got Ghana, Paraguay, or just nothing for you, and then F is either Mexico or Iraq for me. I think Germany.
For Germany, under your bracket, it's the third place in Group B. Well, actually, it's the same for... Nope, mine's different. Mine is with the third place in Group F.
Yeah, so Mexico and Germany for you. That's a harder game.
Yeah, but Germany.
Okay. So...
That one's going to go to penalties, though.
Fair enough. I think Brazil's beating the U.S., sadly.
Yeah. I mean, we can nip at their heels, but I would love to see
This is where that not having a defense is going to really hurt them.
But you know what I would love to see, even though it's probably not going to happen? The 4-3-3 of the U.S. against maybe a 3-4-3 of Brazil.
That'd be fun, certainly. I just think that Brazil is going to have too much there. England and Mali.
England. Now, granted, that U.S.-Brazil game could easily end up like a 6-4. But, yeah. England.
So, Mexico and Colombia for me, and Iraq and Iran for you.
Oh!
Wow.
I was afraid.
Iraq and Iran.
Yeah, Yeah, politics is going to matter in this one. Sorry.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I'm gonna say Mexico with the upset. Um, Iraq or
I'm
Iran?
gonna I'm gonna say Iraq.
Okay, Iraq for you.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm going to say France beats Germany. Are you saying Spain beats Germany or Germany beats Spain?
No, Germany beats Spain.
All right,
They're not,
Germany.
they're not getting that much redemption.
All right, so you have the big Brazil England in one bracket.
Ou Seleção,
Yeah,
Brazil,
that's where I was
England
going
was
with
that.
Brazil. And then I have Mexico, France. France for me. And you have Iraq and Germany.
Germany. I mean, Iraq is going to be a very spirited team, but no. Mm-mm.
All right, so you have South America against Europe again in the final. It's well, who's winning the third place game, which would be what, England and Germany for me. And oh, how do you figure that out? Hold on. So yeah, it was England and Brazil. I had Brazil getting through,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had Mexico and France. France getting through. So it'd be England and Mexico. I think England gets the best third for me,
Okay.
and then you would have had Iraq and England.
Iraq gets third.
Iraq gets third.
Yep.
Okay, so Brazil. I think Brazil's gonna win it all.
It's not going to be full-on revenge for what happened with the senior teams 3 years ago, but Brazil 2-2, 3-2 in penalties.
All right, so we both have Brazil winning the Under-17 World Cup. I wouldn't go bank on that at all. So that was something.
Don't be like that kid in Singapore whose father bet on Germany.
Yeah, I wouldn't go on that at all. But this should be a fun tournament to watch because the stars come out of this tournament in the Under-20s world. For the future, you get to see so many guys come out of this and become something. Neymar, Iniesta, Ronaldinho, Toni Kroos, Canu, Buffon, just some of the players that have played in the Under-17 World Cup that have gone on to become, world renowned. So, really,
I mean,
I'm going to try to watch as much as I can.
if I can find some games that are actually on, I'll go ahead, record them, and potentially watch them later. See what's what. Xfinity lets me down once again.
Why did they let you down? Your DVR not work?
No, my DVR is fine. I just have to DVR the few matches that are on FS1.
Ah, yeah, the FS2 problem. You don't have Universo?
I don't think so. I'm gonna check. It would be somewhere in the 600s for me.
Yeah. It is a lot to...
Latino, es Univision de Deportes, CNN.
NBC Universal. Is what it is.
Yep, I'm looking for it, and no, I
No.
don't think I get it.
Oh dang. Yeah, so I can watch both. Interesting that they're gonna. Yeah, see that's what's cool is like the Spanish channels they're gonna show the more uh, Spanish the
Nope,
games that are gonna be interesting for the Spanish teams. But
I take that back. I do get it. If you're on Xfinity and you're in my stomping grounds, it's channel 636.
yeah,
The
and
current
then you can
thing,
watch the Brazil-Spain match that won't get shown on FS anything. So
and they are currently airing Doce Corazones. The
yeah,
hell
12
is this
corazones.
about?
So novella.
Oh, okay. No, because I'm seeing either the guide is off because this looks like a game show of some sort. I've seen my
Maybe.
share of telenovelas, and this ain't it.
Maybe it is. I don't know. So
Why is she
anyway,
holding a rubber chicken? Okay, I need to go to bed because I am going to be confused and I am way too sober to watch this.
okay. So anyway, thank you for joining us for our. We don't really know what we're talking about, but having fun under 17 World Cup predictions. Watch us both be wrong at like everything. You just never know with these. Who would have? I would have never picked my second country of Venezuela to make the final in that under 20 World Cup. They exceeded expectations, made me cry when they lost. But hey, maybe the U.S. will surprise. Maybe they just absolutely just suck. Who knows? But
I'm
go
well.
ahead.
I mean, at least you had like your second team in there. I couldn't rely on Jamaica or anybody else from the Caribbean, so eh.
I'm sorry. Venezuela hardly makes it to things, so it was nice. Yeah. So Friday morning, that's your destination for that under 17 World Cup, and of course, don't forget Panama, United States, the senior team. Gotta have those 3 points. They don't have to. They can draw with Panama, but it puts it all on the U.S. to get 3 points and hope that Panama either draws or loses in their last game. And it's just, you really don't want to have to deal with that.
Yeah,
You want it
we
in your
let
hands, not the other way around.
let's beat Panama so that way mysterious shipments of polonium soup don't magically appear at TNT over the next few days.
That as well. So, all right. Until we're back on Friday night for a instant reaction to the U.S. Panama game, and we'll also talk about the U.S. India game as well in there for the Under 17 World Cup. And then after that, we'll do our normal Sunday show. And then after that, it'll be Tuesday night after the Trinidad and Tobago U.S. national team. And hopefully, we're talking about qualification and not, oh my God, they're missing the World Cup. So, the storm of fire that will come from U.S. media if they miss that World Cup is going to be all sorts of crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to have to deal with this and potentially another hurricane too. So come on, U.S.
Yeah, and
Don't.
then not to mention Fox is going to have a cow. So, yeah. All right. Until Friday night. Later, everybody.